and share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Very good. This is the main window of coDiagnostiX. What we have here? We have version of coDiagnostiX as I have coDiagnostiX producer, and we have also coDiagnostiX client, coDiagnostiX easy. We have different versions depending on the regions. The version could be also differently. But what is the main difference between of them? That there is two general versions, producer and client. Client version, this is the version where we can plan everything, but we cannot export our files. For the export of client, we need to send these files to Smile in the Box or to someone who have producer version. This is only the one big difference between producer and client. And producer version, this is the full access to coDiagnostiX. You can export STL files and print them whatever you want. And also, of course, if you want to use the Smile in the Box services, you can send it there. Here I have the list of my cases, and the last opened case will be on the top. And I can see the time and the date of opening the case. And I can also see this little sign with the check mark. That means that AI assistant already worked with this case. And for example, here, I don't have this. That means that I don't send this case to the AI assistant. If I want to delete this case, only way to delete this case is go to patient, and here I have delete, and I can select my patient. For example, the patient whose name is webinar, I have like name of the patient and different cases, and I can select particular case or I can delete all of the patient. And when I enter to this patient, I can also see preview, and I can change the name from the webinar to other names, and I select any other cases. Now I click close. Here, what we have different modes of coDiagnostiX, expert and easy. Today we will speak about expert because expert give you full access, and actually when you start working with the AI assistant, the expert mode is more easy and more. It may be difficult to understand which button you need to click, but I will describe you today. In easy mode is more intuitive, but easy mode doesn't have access to AI assistant. And in easy mode, you can design only easy cases. In expert mode, you can design whatever you want. One of the most important buttons, this is support and help. When you start working in coDiagnostiX, you have questions. And here you can find any answers in your questions. You have instructions, you have online trainings. Online trainings, this is the training as we see right now, as you attended right now. So if you click on this, you will open the coDiagnostiX in the coDiagnostiX website, and then you can attend to the meeting. Training videos. Actually, from my perspective, this is the one of the helpful resources. Training videos, because we have different topics. You can see how plan the case with AI assistant from start to end. Every steps we will describe here. Also, data set, so any, for example, surgical guide design. Even here we have how to design stackable guides, how to connect with the case exchange, different topics. We have a lot of answers and to the questions here, and also event recordings here. You can see how different KOLs use coDiagnostiX. When you start working, could be very interesting, and you can find any question, any answers here. Integrated trainings, small trainings as we have here, integrated in coDiagnostiX, and remote support. This is TeamViewer if you need to open coDiagnostiX, and also help button. Also, we have management. Here is the settings with the database where is located. For example, you have a lot of cases and you don't want to delete the unnecessary cases, but you want to separate the database. For example, you can separate it by the doctors, you can separate it by the years, and for example, I separate it by the years, and I want to open the cases from 2022 or 2024, and I just click change database and open particular database with this data. And also settings, changing languages. We don't go deep here. Case exchange. Case exchange, this is the special button as we use for connecting two different coDiagnostiX. If I have coDiagnostiX and any one of you have coDiagnostiX, we can connect our software to send in cases between of us. This is very helpful. If I click here, if I select someone, and I can see the history as cases we exchanging with particular customer, and we can do this for you can send also in the Smile Cloud cases. So this is very helpful button for exchanging. And open button, this is the button with the cases as you have here. This is almost the same like here, but here you don't have preview, and in the open you have a little bit more information. And for starting of new case, we click on new. And what's next? Here we also have CD, DVD, and folder where you storage your data. And we need to click to the small path, and I need to select folder where I save my DICOM data. I have patient. The name of the patient is Franz Kafka, and we have CBCT data, and I just click on the folder and I can see that the folder is empty. Why is empty? Because we just select folder, we don't select files. We select folder because our CT could be recorded like a single file or like a multi-file. And we just select folder and the program automatically find the DICOM data there. We click import. Waiting a little bit. And here I can change the patient name or I can leave it and change it. For example, I will name it webinar 20 of January and click OK. And here I have pop-up. This pop-up is appear if your computer is connected with the internet, so the AI assistant working with the internet. You can skip it, but I highly recommend it to use it because it's very helpful. And we click provide data. If you click not now, I will show you how to start this again. Waiting a little bit. Yes, and then we click close. And now we can see all our dataset. Now we need to select maxilla or mandible. If you're not sure what is the case, or if in this case is also and maxilla and mandible, you can switch it later. But right now I know that this case is mandible, and I click on the mandible and click OK. If I want to switch to maxilla, I can go here. You see plan, mandible. And here I can click to the properties and switch to mandible. To maxilla, sorry. And also here I can duplicate my data set if I want to make different types of the planning. For example, one planning with the implant of Straumann, the second with Medentika, the third with Antagir, and any other. I can split and make like a alternative plannings. Now I click close because I don't need there anymore. Nothing. And here in the upper part, you can see the AI assistant icon. This icon means you see the orange hourglass. That means the AI assistant start working. If you have this icon without any sign, that means that AI assistant doesn't start. You doesn't start it to this case, and you just can click on this, and your AI assistant will start working. When this icon turns green with the check mark, that means that AI assistant finished their work. And what the next? The next step you also have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and etc. This is our general steps. You can mix it. It doesn't matter to follow the numbers. But when you use AI assistant, in the manual way, you go to the 1, 2, 3, but with AI assistant, you don't need to do these steps. You actually jump to step number 4. Now you can see that here is check mark, so AI assistant finish this work. But I didn't open this yet because I want to open step number 4, and this is add model scan. I click here, then I click load model scan, and now I need to find where I store my STL or PLY data. So I try to find, I click to desktop, and where is my data set? Yes, this is my patient. And I have here actually a lot of files. I have even surgical guide. I have lower, upper, PLY, and STL. STL, this is the files from intraoral scanner, but without color, and PLY with color. The difference only with this. And I can click the lower PLY and click open. Now I have this data, and now I can click align using AI assistant because I don't need align using to other object because AI assistant can manage this case. Then I click here mandible and provide data. And then I click close. And now you can see that AI assistant start working again. And you can see I have here right now Kafka lower jaw, and this check mark, that means that AI assistant right now is not, the model is not aligned right now, but AI assistant work on it. While AI assistant working, I can tell you how to modify this bar because I have signs here. If you, as you don't have when you start your coDiagnostiX. If you click with the right mouse button, you can click adjust and you can find any sites. And I can recommend you to add this side. That means that this is the switching of the views. And also for the complex cases, I use the angle between abutments, angle between implants. I use the export, any measurement, and lock implant. So any type of the actions as you want to use, you can add here, just for example, like this. And now we can see that AI assistant finish, and I click on this icon. I open this in a full screen, and now I can see my data set. I see segmented bone, segmented tooth with the roots, everything. Everything is look great. And for example, if I want to change the numbering of the teeth, if it is not correctly, I can do this easily, like this. And if I don't need upper jaw, I can also switch it off. For example, we will switch it off. Then I go to patient coordinate system. I click with the check mark. I check it. If I need to correct panoramic curve, also I can correct or leave it unchanged because actually here is everything all right. Nerve canals. We don't need to detect nerve canals because AI system do this automatically, but we need to check them. And to the check nerve canals, you just click to the point. And for example, here, if you not sure, I just click on the point and I can modify. It's actually all right. I just show you. And also the left side. And then the next part, this is scan alignment. Because we use AI assistant, we have automatically scan alignment, and you need to check this. So with the shift and scroll mouse wheel, I can make the bigger or smaller. Then I just scroll mouse wheel and I check how precisely my data align. This is a very, very necessary step. Usually, if you have teeth, if you have good quality of your data set, you can see like this picture. So you see that this is the purple, this is our PLY data, and gray, this is our DICOM. Here is soft tissue, and we see that everything is repeating. So here is data set, is follow the teeth and everything okay. But you don't need to check only in one side. You need to check everywhere. For example, we have also fissure, the are repeating. So everything all right, I like it. And here as well. This step is one of the necessary steps in our planning because if you do this step incorrectly, your implant will be in incorrect position because your implant, your surgical guide will follow the alignment of the STL data. How to modify if you have the incorrect data here? You can click fine alignment on manual alignment. What does it mean fine alignment? If I click here, I have the arrows and I can click on them and modify. And manual alignment, if I click here, I can use my mouse to modify this data. And if I'm not sure, did I this correctly or not, I just can click reset and the data will be resetting to the previous automatically alignment. And then I click import review data and that's it. Now I have here, this is the data with the noise and I want to switch it off. And in the left side, I see segmentation. And this is like a group of segmentations. I have only default here, and I can turn off all group or just default segmentation, doesn't matter, because we have only one. And now I have this data. To open any window to the full screen, I just can click to the gray bar, double click with the mouse. Now it's big. To rotate this scan without these sliders with the mouse, I need to select this button, the square with the moving, or click Ctrl plus N. And now I can rotate it with the mouse. And now we are ready to design to place our implant. But actually we need to uh, design our prosthetics and how to download the prosthetics if you have WhatsApp data. If you have WhatsApp data from the CAD software, you can download it easily. And for example, I want to show you if you have the WhatsApp data from the SmileCloud 3DNA. If you have not SmileCloud 3D, if you have just any CAD software or also manual WhatsApp, the way is the same. But right now, I will switch to SmileCloud. This is my patient, Franz Kafka. And I have project. And wait a little bit. So we see here that we didn't change our smile, but I planned here our missing tooth. And when I plan this missing tooth, I also orientated by the bite and by everything. So I can see that everything is correct. Today is not SmileCloud training. That's why I just show you how to export this file. We click to the export and I can select designed files like a combine if we have a lot of files or like a separate. Okay, select designer upper, sorry, we need designer lower. We can have this lower tooth. We can also export whatever we want, but we need just this. Click download. And then I will open this folder. You can see that this is archive. Yes, and now I can have this export. So if I open coDiagnostiX, go back, I can click here, load model scan. Then I go to the folder where I save this data. For example, there was downloads. This is my file. I click open, and this is just a tooth. But the files, the initial scans was the same. And this tooth is saved in the same coordinate system. I just click copy alignment with only one our file, and we have it in the correct position. I click finish, and that's it. So we export our file in coDiagnostiX from the SmileCloud. That's cool. If you don't use SmileCloud, but you still want to design your tooth here, you can also do this manually. And the manual way, I will turn on this. The manual way is here is the plus menu. You click here and select tooth. for example, for 6. And now you have this tooth here. And now you can adjust it. Open, for example, 3D and adjust this tooth position. But the tooth, as you select here, this is not your final restoration, because the tooth, as I show you right now, this is the tooth as you can use for orientation, where to place your implant, because sometimes it is tricky to understand where is better, where to shift your implant, where will be your screw channel. And for example, here I can do this. Yes, just for orientation, I'm not so precise. I just place it and that's it. My tooth is here. This is the two ways how to place the WhatsApp data. But of course, because I have the perfect data from the Smile Cloud, I can use this. And also sometimes I receive the questions because we have our data set in separate. You see that the DICOM data was in the separate byte, the upper and lower. And if I want to export here my upper jaw in the byte position, it is not necessary. But if you want, you can go to step number 4, load model scan, select your patient data, upper jaw, and click again copy alignment. Copy alignment, but for the reference, I will select my lower jaw. Click next, and you can see that now they are in the byte position. And also in the cross section, if you open cross section, you can see that here is your antagonist in the current position, and you can orientate where to place your implant. Okay, the next step will be step number 5. I click here and I select my implant. Why I didn't measure which implant I need to use? Because it is very easy in coDiagnostiX to switch the implant. If you're not sure which diameter, which length of the implant to select, it is not a problem. You can select any implant and then shift it, switch the length and diameter. And also, if you want to switch the system, the manufacturer of the implant, it is very easy, and you will not lose your position of the implant. Here I select, for example, maybe BLC implant. Okay, I don't know which BLC, maybe 375 or 5 or 10. Okay. Click for 6, click OK. And after this, my implant in the position. Then I need to click, here is the add implant, and here you can see the sign with the implant and 2 arrows. This is like a matching the view on the implant. I click here, then I have this implant. So for the moving implant, the implant is selected. Here you can see the arrow buttons. They are also selected, the movement buttons, and you can see the Control plus E. This is to turn on this function like a hotkey. And then I can change the position of my implant. If my implant is too close to the nerve, you can see below distance to the nerve canal. And also on the left side, you can see this check mark. Right nerve canal, is too close. Then I need to understand, yes, I can place my implant, but usually how deep to place my implant? Because here I can see gingiva, I can see the small roots as I have here is as we need to extract to open the flap and delete this, extract them. And also where to place the implant? How deep? Because we have the prosthetic design here. The easiest way, from my perspective, of course, you can use the measurement, but from my perspective, this is the abutment. Because on the left side, tooth position, implant, and you see the abutment here. Click Add Abutments. Scroll here and select any abutments. For example, I want to select Straumann Vario Base for the future crown. And I want to have the gingiva high, maybe 2.5 millimeters. And 0.5 millimeters, yes. And the white one. Click Close. And now I can understand where it is. Maybe 2.5 is too low for this, or maybe not. So for example, in this case, if I want to use 2.5, I can understand that here is 2.5. There will be the design of my crown. And nerve in this position is too close. But okay, maybe I want to use 8 millimeters implant. How to switch it? Go here to position and you can see 8 millimeters. Now we can see that this is okay. And even I can place it more deep, or maybe 10 back, 12. Now it's touch the root, the nerve. Okay, I go back. And also diameter, 5.5, or go back 4.5, 375. So this is very easy. You can see how implants is changing. I show you in the beginning that this sign is very helpful. What's this? If I click on this, I have cross-section and tangential. In tangential view, I can scroll mouse wheel and I rotate around the axis of the implant. And I can see everywhere, any area. And cross-section is fixed. Usually for design, I use this way. This is the most helpful for my side way, because you see cross-section, you see tangential. This is the most helpful view. Also in the abutments, if you click here, you can switch abutments. And for example, we have in a Straumann portfolio anatomic healing abutment. You can use this one, maybe 1.5 millimeters gingiva high. I click here and I can see the healing abutment as I can match with the crown. Yes, it looks very good. For example, if I turn off in the 3D view, open it more and turn off my upper jaw and turn off my wax-up data, I can see here. If you want to rotate it a little bit, for example, we recommended to place the flat area on the buccal side. If you want to rotate this AHA abutment, anatomic healing abutment, you can go here, click on this button, and select Dataset Alignment. And now you can easily rotate it close. So now your implant is rotated. Select it again, select what walks up. So now I think it's perfect. And in this perspective, I will place the tab. Okay. What's next? What we can place it here, do this more. When we use AI assistant, we have here this side. If we align our lower jaw with the AI assistant, you see the small teeth in the list on the left side. And what does it mean? This function gives us the opportunity to extract the tooth. Here is not indication actually for extracting the tooth, but I want to show you how to do this. If you click with the right mouse button and select tooth extraction, and for example, I want to extract this tooth. I just select this tooth, or maybe this also, and select cut with the dental alveoles, and click next. Yes, I can also use the shell of extracted tooth like for planing, like walks up. And you can see that the system automatically extract the tooth. And we can see the roots, we can see everything. Click apply. And now we have opportunity to place implant there. And we have STL model. If we open 3D view, I will turn off AI models. We have original model, right? I will turn off original. And we have exported teeth. Yes, this is the teeth extracted, like a shells of our wax up. And you see the Kafka lower jaw tooth extraction. And if you want to place your implant here, for the design of your surgical guide, we will use this model because right now we don't have here teeth, they are virtually extracted, and this model is ideal for the future design. But right now we don't have this indication, we have this model, and the next step, if I select my tooth, yes, my implant, you see that the next step is 6, to place our sleeve. Click on this, the recommended sleeve system is on the top. Now I have sleeve and I can shift it. If I have more than one implant, I can switch here, but I have just one. Here in the model, we have in Straumann portfolio, we have 2 different sleeves. We have plastic sleeve from the peak designed and titanium sleeves. What is the difference? The difference is only which type of the surgical kit you have. If you have the surgical kit for the plastic sleeves, you need to use plastic. If you have surgical kits for titanium sleeves, you need to use metal sleeves. I will use this one. It doesn't matter, it depends of your surgical kit. Hole geometry. I recommend it every time use form fit. Form fit is better to fit in your sleeve in your surgical guide. And also we can see that our sleeve don't need to intersect our bone and our soft tissue. And our teeth here it still don't intersect the teeth because the bone, sorry, because and the teeth also, because the implant is not too deep, but it intersect the soft tissue. And with the soft tissue, if you open the flap, yes, it could be okay, but you will not have plastic above this line. And there is less plastic. And maybe it's better to do it like this. Here is a little bit intersection. So if you open the flap, it's okay. If you don't, maybe your surgical guide will not fit perfectly. And that means your sleeve will not fit perfectly because the sleeve will touch in the gingiva and we need to open. And if you don't open, so you need to place like this or like this. If you open, it's okay. Or you can also shift the implant a little bit more, a little bit higher to not intersect this. But here we have the old roots and we need to extract them. So we will open the flap. We go to step number 7. Sorry, I didn't show you one more thing, very important. When you select the sleeve, here you also have a drilling protocol, a surgical protocol, and we have the drill length and the drill handle. And when you shift the sleeve, we can see how changing our protocol. For example, if I select the sleeve to the H6, I will have the longest drill and the longest side of the handle. And the longest drill is 24 millimeters. And sometimes it is very tricky to place 24 millimeters drill on the buccal area. Because we have limitation with the opening of the mouth, and that's why when you place the sleeve is too high, be sure that it will be okay during the surgery. And in this case, we will have the medium. It's okay. So I click to the Add Surgical Guide to the step number 7. Here I need to select the model. I have different models here. There was just one lower model, but right now I have with extracted tooth and everything, and upper also and design, but I need just lower because I didn't place the implant in the position of the extracted tooth. So I click the lower and then I just click next. Here we need to select the view of the fitting our surgical guide. If I leave it unchanged on the front, I will receive the undercuts, but here is no undercuts. There will be like a empty area and surgical guide will not fit there. It's better to place it when you see all of the quarters of the teeth. If you design your surgical guide just on the quadrant, you need to place this view on the quadrant like this. We have area here, we have area here, but I prefer to do this on the whole jaw because the surgical guides will fit better. Now, with the shift and scroll, I can make it bigger. I can rotate it with the mouse, and I need to design the surgical guide. Usually when you start coDiagnostiX, this button is not, this check mark is not applied here. And when you design, it designed like this. But if you turn on this, you see the lines, and it is a little bit better, more useful. Then we click to the teeth as we want to use for support, and then correct them a little bit. You don't need to design your surgical guide, don't need to make it too big. Try to don't support on the soft tissue, just on the teeth, because this is the teeth support, and you don't need to make support on the gingiva. If it's little bit on gingiva, it's okay, but if it's like this is too much. Also here, what we have? We have the area of the sleeve and the surgical guide, and we have the empty area here. That means that here will not be plastic. I make this area a little bit bigger, or maybe shift it. No, still don't have. I can use the draw contact area and maybe draw area a little bit here. And now it's okay. And regarding the sleeve position, if it's intersect the teeth, it is not important. You can intersect, it doesn't matter. Usually I leave it unchanged. So you don't need to make it like this. Just leave it unchanged. So there will be 12, and there was 12. Then I click next. Here I need to select offset. Usually the recommended offset is start from 0.1 and finish on 0.2. Of course, you can make it bigger. You can make it also smaller, but usually it will not the perfect solution. And the offset is dependent of the quality of your 3D printing. The wall thickness also, for this type of surgical guide, I prefer 2.5. The large connectors, you can use this or not, this function, and if you go next, you will see how it will looks with the large connectors, or you can turn off this function. Click next. Now we see our surgical guide, looks perfect, but we need to add here inspection windows. On the left side, you can see Add Inspection Window. Just click on it and place this cylinder close to the implant. I place it on the edge here, and with the scroll, I make it bigger. And now I open the area close to the implant. And now I need to place one more inspection window. The easy way to place it, just move it here and try to place the inspection window between the teeth. You can place as much inspection windows as you want. Up to you, just don't make your surgical guide too thick with the inspection windows. Then click Next. I prefer to design inspection window on the different area to see that the surgical guides in the whole arch sit perfectly. Here you can place average engrave rotation markers, because if you engrave rotation markers, you will understand where to stop driving your implant. And also in the presets, we have the number, the name of our patient. I rotate it, place the name, and here. Then I can also in the presets see surgical protocol, and I can place it here, make it bigger. And this is my surgical protocol, and I will know which type of the drills and handle I need to use. Then I click Next. And now I can see the preview of surgical guide, the rotation markers, sleeve here. You can see the small intersection of the soft tissue, and we can have the surgical guide, try to avoid this soft tissue. And this is too small, it's not important. And to export this surgical guide, you click here, export. And then you can also change the parameters, click next, and then export surgical guide, and your surgical guide will saved on your computer. If you have producer version, if you have client version, you don't have this button. You need to export project to surgical guide, to producer, or to smile in the box. Then we click apply, and we have our surgical guide. And the last step is surgical protocol. The surgical protocol is here, the step 8. I click OK. And here I can see the list of my materials as I have here. Everything as I add in the project, I will have here. So I have BLC implant, I have self-locking sleeve, and I have anatomic healing abutment. Here I can see the slices, the view and protocol also, and the drilling protocol for this implant here. If you have login in your eShop account, this is also very helpful if you click on plan, and we can see here Straumann eShop. And with the eShop, for example, if you want to order, you can choose your eShop, select the country, and click send, and then in the browser you will open your eShop account, and when you open it, everything as you add there will be in your bucket, and you can easily order the particular things. You can see the article numbers, names, diameters. So this is very easy to make an order. And this is actually everything as we have in the basic course. So any questions?
I think I have a question, one or two questions. So in that case, you are using the eShop, Straumann eShop. It's available to use the Straumann eShop using the Straumann user, the coDiagnostiX user?
Yeah,
Or is only available to use the eShop using the coDiagnostiX producer?
oh no, so everybody available to use it.
Okay.
It doesn't matter which type of license you have. Yes, if you have account in eShop account, you just click on eShop, and this is just a transfer link. And you open your eShop account in the browser, and everything will be in your bucket list.
Okay, perfect.
Only this.
Okay, perfect. I have a last question. You use the tooth using the Smile Cloud, right?
Right.
And the question is, I can use another tooth using the ExoCAD or Aman Hirbak, something like that. I can use the tooth, exporting the STL of the tooth and using in the coDiagnostiX, or only using Smile Cloud?
Or code from everywhere, because coDiagnostiX, this is fully open software, and this is just STL file. It doesn't matter where this STL file was been designed. So you can export anything, whatever you want from any software.
Perfect. Thank you.
I had two questions related to the sleeves. On the difference between the metal and the plastic, if you could explain that a little bit more. And then also, when you are adjusting sleeve height between H2, H4, and H6, when I was watching you move that sleeve, does it automatically move into those three preset positions. You can't, because with the drill system, you can't randomly position that sleeve. So is it automatically just go 2, 4, or 6 when you're moving it?
Yes, exactly, because I select the Straumann implant, and in Straumann we have in the protocol just three position of the sleeves: 2,
Okay.
4, 6. For example, if you select Antagir, there is the sleeve is fixed, and you cannot move the sleeve. If you select Medentica, you can use it, you can shift it. In different implant system, we have different surgical guides, we have different protocol, and I very like that in Straumann we can move it. It is very nice and very helpful sometimes.
Okay. And then if you do use a different system other than Straumann, I mean, so far we've only used Straumann with this system. If you use a different system though for your surgical guide, how does that affect your sleeve positioning? And
Uh,
do the other systems, are the other systems in this system so
Mhm.
that if you are going to use, I'll just throw Nobel out there because it's a commonly used system, does that accommodate to their drill guide itself?
In coDiagnostiX, there are 10,000 different implants. There are a lot of from 200 manufacturers. This is not only Straumann Group implants. You can see the different manufacturers. This is also Korean, American, European brands. This is a lot of them,
Sure.
and you can use whatever you want. And but not everybody of them have the data with the sleeve system, because for this data we need to contact with the manufacturer, and if manufacturer give us this data, this library, we have it. But we have in a lot of implants, but not for everybody and for everyone. But in coDiagnostiX, we have also function to edit the custom sleeve. If you know if you, for example, you don't have this sleeve here, you can design your own sleeve, save it, and use it for your implants. If you just know the parameters of your sleeve, it's not difficult. This is not a basic part, but this is not difficult part. So it's you just need to put the parameters of your sleeve in the software, and after this you can use this sleeve for your implants. And the same is for universal surgical guides. For example, even for Straumann, when I select the Straumann implant, I have not only Straumann. You see the universal system and custom. Custom, this is if I want to design. I have 3D diagnosis, bread and etc. And for other implants, yes, if they have these functions, you can use it. But Straumann sleeve system, of course, only for Straumann implants. And if you select the Nobel, there will be sleeves for Nobel. You can use it for Straumann.
Okay. So the surgical guide systems, most of the data is in there, at least for some of the systems.
We have.
So that your sleeves will have the drill offset for those systems.
Mm, you mean the drill offset for the sleeve?
So my question is this: if you are using a system other than Straumann,
Mhm.
will the drill sleeve position be correlated to their guided drill system?
Of course, they are.
Okay.
If we have the
If
sleeve in the list, they
got
are.
you.
If
Okay.
you don't have, you need to design your manual sleeve. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Thank you.
One last thing, could you show us again, because you did it kind of quick, how to get to that Smile Cloud app?
Yes, I can. in SmileCloud, but here is actually the function as I showed you here. This function is not released yet because this is 3DNA, where we can design the also where we can design the smile of patient. But for example, here I just designed the lower teeth, and we can export with everything. There is and in the legacy SmileCloud design, you can export only upper teeth, and they will be not in the same position. In the 3DNA, we can design it, but for example, here we have SmileCloud design of the
Gotcha.
teeth and export everything. So, but this is not about this topic. This is a little bit need to go a little bit deep on this and spend more time.
Sure.
But this is not too difficult. This is other project. You can go to SmileCloud. I just use it for showing that it's easy to export from whatever you want.
Got it. I thought it was embedded into the system originally, but you're just going to a web page.
Yes, so this
Got
is
it.
cloud version. This is very nice, very helpful software. So any more questions?
Are we going to get a copy of the recording?
The recording will be available in the meeting. When we finish this meeting, in the chat, you can open it later, but in the chat, in a few minutes, it will appear automatically because I did recording. So I will stop the meeting and they will appear automatically. Just maybe in 15 minutes later, you can open chat again and you will see the link of the recording. If you don't, just you can text me and I will send you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And is your number in the Google contact or the meeting note or the invite, I guess?
Yes, in invitation, as was sent it to you with there was the last invitation. There was automatically from coDiagnostiX message and the message from me with the link to the webinar. And this is my contact. So Nikolai Nikolai.Shtikov at straumann.com. This is I can put in the chat my email.
Perfect. This was very helpful, and I think we got another training with you on Friday.
Yes, on Friday we will have advance. We will not discuss about the basic things. We will start about segmentation, how to use different things, how to have the tricky way we have if the, for example, tooth extraction is not work, but how to do this easy, how to do this in the tricky way. So we will discuss about everything on this. Unfortunately, my camera is not working still. I don't know what happens, just background, but sorry for this. But anyway, thank you for this session. Thank you for the question. That was very good. And we'll see you in the next sessions.
Thank you for your time. See you on
You
Friday.
too.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's very helpful.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Yep. You too.